Hi everyone. I uploaded this one last year, but it had music on it. And I decided I'm changing all of the tutorials with music to narration. So I'm going to be talking you through this. Here are our tools and our colors. And the first thing we will be making is the rainbow. So we have, I believe, the yellow, blue, and red for the rainbow. Yes, I seem to be taking my time here, don't I? So we're going to roll out some logs or ropes, and don't flatten them yet. We're going to shape them on top of each other. See, flatten it just a little bit. Don't make it real flat. I started my YouTube channel on January 4th, 2019, and I uploaded this one on January 24th, 2019, but it only had music. And you have all made it very clear that you would rather listen to me talk than listen to the cheesy music I had selected. So here I am talking. And in this video, I'm making an ornament, but this makes a great pin to wear on St. Patrick's Day. I sold, I don't even know how many of these as a pin. But if you make it a pin, make it just a little bit smaller than what I show here. Now we're smoothing it out, not flattening it completely. Chop off the ends, make them nice and straight. I do use a knife and not a blade, because I have cut myself with a blade. And it's usually by grabbing the wrong end of it. Now we're just going to just straighten it out a little bit. You know, you may not have to do that. I did. Use your judgment on what yours looks like. And now I have the beige Super Sculpey, and we're going to roll out a ball for his head. And remember, keep it round. Do not flatten his head. Nobody has a flat head. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm mixing the red and yellow clay to make orange. And yeah, as I said there, I should have done this before I started. But you can buy the orange clay. You don't have to mix it. I just didn't have any there. Sculpey used to have one called, I think it was Sweet Potato. I really liked that one. I don't know if they still have it. I'll have to check. Now we're making his hair. All we're doing is making little teardrop shapes and putting them over the top of his head. Wow, I looked like I didn't know what I was going to do there, didn't I? I'm giving him a hat. And with the hat, you just roll out a log and shape it into the hat, like make one end a little narrower than the other, and then roll out another little log and flatten it up against the hat for the brim of the hat. For his ears, we're going to make the teardrop shapes again. And do leprechauns have pointed ears? I think they do. I don't know. I think they do. I haven't seen one lately, but yeah, let's just say they do. He's a distant cousin to the elf. Then I'm just using my knitting needle to make the indentation on the ear. And I didn't make his hat green because we're going to do quite a few shamrocks on this, and we don't want to do overkill with the green. Now these are his hands. They're just little balls, and just put them on top of the rainbow. We're going to do a yellow hat band, and you can actually do the hat band any color you want. Now I'm making little teardrop shapes and flattening them slightly, and we're going to turn them into his bow. I thought we were going to make his shamrock. No, I guess not. So make the little teardrop shapes for his bow tie. And we're going to make indentations on either side. I usually like to do two. And then we're going to put the little ball in the middle. This is one of my favorite little pins or ornaments to make. And remember, if you don't have a tree, a St. Patrick's Day tree decoration or wreath that you want to put this on, just leave the hook out and make it a pin. Everybody likes to wear a pin on St. Patrick's Day. Even if you don't want to wear green, wear the pin. And this is going to be the pot of gold. And we just make a round black ball and then just shape it into the pot, black pot. And sometimes the simplest things seem to be the hardest to do. Just make the opening, and I'm using the end of the paintbrush. And this is going to make the rim of the pot. And I use the gold clay to make the gold coins. But I will be covering them with Pearl-Ex powder to make them even golder, make them look more like money. It's going to be the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Remember when we were all young and we thought there really was a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? I hope there are no kids watching, but oh, don't want to give anything away. I remember when I was a child, we used to go walking in the woods, and our parents told us there were fairies living under the mushrooms, and we would always look for them. Never found them. Now, I do use Kemper cutters to cut out small hearts to make the shamrocks. And you can get them online pretty much anywhere. I don't see them in the store much anymore, but yeah, online. I think any craft store, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby, Joann's, AC Moore, if you go to their online stores, or even you can get them on eBay and Etsy, and they're not that expensive, but they make life easier when you make a lot of ornaments. And now you just cut out 3 hearts and you put them together to make a shamrock. Very easy. I've never seen shamrock cutters in this small size. Then we're going to make a little stem. Now, this is the tiny little cutter. I'm going to make a bunch of little shamrocks. Going to put it up on his hat. And I know I do more shamrocks on the rainbow, but you don't have to. I have done them where I would just write on there on the pins, "Kiss me, I'm Irish," instead of putting the little shamrocks there. That's all a personal choice for you to make. I have a great niece who was born on St. Patrick's Day. Now you see I put a little shamrock there, and I'm going to jump forward, I believe, and You don't want to watch me go through all that. So let's see if I actually do jump forward. I say I will. Yep, there I go. And like I said, you could also leave those off if you want to. And now I did the mouth with the needle tool. You can paint it on if you prefer. Yeah, you see my little battery up there? I think in the last video I said I have 3 batteries for my camera. And it's just a little Canon. I think a Canon Power Shot. But I think it works great and I like it and I know how to use it, which that's the most important thing, is that I know how to use it. Now the blush I'm using here, and of course always blush before you bake. This is not blush, this is actually eyeshadow, which you can use instead of blush. And another thing that I did here, in earlier videos, and now this is an older video, I always told you to put in the hook before you put the details on. And I guess I should have told you that here, but I did wait. I could have squished him. Definitely put your hook in before you put the Pearl X powder on. And this is gold Pearl X. I'm going to shine up those gold coins. And we will be doing some more St. Patrick's Day ornaments and pins. Mostly just pins. I'm going to do some pins and earrings and a plant stick. See, that makes quite a difference. That looks much better. Looks real. And he's done. And see, at this point, you can leave him as a pin. And I don't remember if I show you that I put the hook in. But, and I don't know if it's my eyes tonight or if it's the video that's a little fuzzy. My eyes have been giving me some problems. I have this disease called Fuchs dystrophy and something weird called basement dot. Oh, I can't even remember. But they're both eye diseases, and at some point I will need a cornea transplant before I go blind, and it might be this year. Don't know. It's tough getting old, folks. Now, when you do put the hook in, always close up the gaps so it doesn't pull out. And he is ready to be baked according to the instructions on your package of clay. And then we will paint on his eyes after he is baked and cooled off. Ooh, now that I know is the video. I don't think that was my eyes. But you see how those little hearts work to make shamrocks? I love that. You can make any size shamrock you want just by doing little hearts. And there he is with his eyes.